Welcome to Coffee and Tarot with Mama T. I'm Teresa, and I am welcoming my Pisces friends in for their October reading. I have had your cards in this bag for roughly the last week or so. They've been charging with some crystals, and as I was cleansing and shuffling the decks, I asked Spirit to give me the right card for each placement in this reading without revealing it to me. We will be finding out what all of these cards are together, and I'm very excited to finally see what the Pisces reading has to say. The first thing that I will do is put the camera overhead so that you can see the layout of uh, the chart that we're doing, the reading that we're doing, and then I will return the camera over to the front so that I feel like I'm talking directly to you. We'll be doing a 12 houses reading, and this is based on the 12 houses of your astrological or natal chart, your birth chart, based on when you were born, where the planets were in the sky at the moment of your birth. And um, each of these 12 houses represents a different domain of your life. And I've selected a different tarot card for each one of those domains for the month of October. We'll see what Spirit has to say for you. And I'll show you what the chart looks like right now. Okay, here is what the reading is going to look like. I've got a different card representing each different house of the astrological chart, and I'll explain what all of the houses mean as we go through the tarot cards and explain how the card fits in with that particular house. And first thing we have, let's invite Spirit in. And I will get a candle lit. I like to have a candle going while I'm doing a reading. I don't always do it, but I do like to most of the time. Especially since I have these really pleasant matches to light. Some matches are just frustrating, but these ones are lovely. Okay, so we've got Spirit invited in, and we will look at this card right here. This is the Pisces. Your key phrase is "I believe." And I've got another Pisces significator card within this little bag. This is where all of your stuff has been hiding for the last week and charging with a crystal. And then I've had this other significator card. This card sort of hid all of your cards from me as I was getting them prepared and pulled together a week or so ago. The other key word for Pisces is sensitive. All right. The truth, well, let's look at we'll get your little trinkets and your crystal out first. And you've had the best bag that I had all of the things in. This is a nice padded tarot card bag that it has the planet, the moon on it. And my wife is Pisces, so Pisces got the best one. We've got a citrine crystal here. I believe it's a citrine. I get them mixed up all the time. We have a little clock. We have, a dog, of course. My wife is a dog person, so that's not surprising. It's a little schnauzer, too. She used to have a schnauzer. Well, we had a schnauzer. And then keywords, the little words in here are brave and imagine. Okay, and then the truth bomb that you get for the month is the universe only trades up. That's a good thing to keep in mind whenever Life throws you a curveball. The universe is only trading up. The quote that you got is an Oprah quote. Whatever is bothering you or worrying you, open the space for something higher than you to enter and be able to say in the spirit of yourself, I surrender all. Okay, I like that quote. It's easier said than done sometimes, but I love it. The angel message you received from this tiny little angel deck that I have is you are a powerful creator of miracles. Your thoughts and intentions carry immense power to shape your reality. That is true. Now, the zodiac, I've got a couple of zodiac cards here for you. One of them is a zodiac, a Pisces archetype card that if you got a negative archetype for the Pisces, there's several of these different little archetype cards for each sign. If you got a negative one, then it's just something to bear in mind and watch for the tendencies as the month progresses. But if you got a positive one, then Spirit is asking you to lean into that and magnify those qualities in yourself. And the archetype that you received is the dreamer, creative, idealistic, hopeful, and imaginative. I like those. That sounds positive to me. And then the Pisces card that you received is the Four of Pisces, and the symbol is a scuba diver. Going within, observation, 0 point, self-examination, exploring the unconscious mind, in the void, desire to know, self-reflection, disconnecting, deep thoughts, and subliminal. Those are some great keywords. Really like those. Okay, so these other cards here that we have are, we'll reveal those at the end. These will be guidance from Spirit. These two are going to be support from Spirit. This is an angel number. This will also be guidance from Spirit. That's an oracle. Got a couple of keywords here for you. We'll see if that ties anything together. And then the rest of these are your tarot cards, and they have been, I've got them hiding underneath these similar cards like these. We will pull them out. I will get them laid out, and then I will turn the camera around so that I can talk with you as we reveal what the cards are. Okay, so we will go ahead and get started on your reading. This is a comprehensive reading going over 12 different domains in your life, and so they have been taking a little while to get through, about 45 minutes or so, or 50 minutes. I will try to get through it as quickly as possible, but I also want to make sure I'm giving you the right amount of detail in each of those domains. They're equally important. If you find that the reading is going on a little bit long for you, feel free to pause it and then come back to it. But do come back, because there is so much information in each of these different houses, and I don't want you to miss out on any of the guidance that Spirit has here for you. All right, your first house is the house of, it's the house that is your rising sign, which was the sign that was on the horizon when you were born. It has it colors your personality and your physical appearance as you go through this earthly realm. Your personality is sort of like the mask you wear and what you choose to show to the people around you. It is who you are. It's your authentic personality, but it's not necessarily your deep soul. Your deep inner soul is your sun sign. That's in your 12th house, and your first house is just what you choose to show to the world, and your physical form. And so the card that you receive in this particular sign, or sorry, this particular domain of your life is the universe. This is a great card. We're using the Thoth deck. This is a beautiful Art Deco deck. I may have to pause as we go through this reading because I don't know this deck as well as I do a Rider-Waite deck. I'm growing to really enjoy it the more I work with it, but there are a few of the cards that I'm like, oh, I gotta look that up. The universe is like the world card, and to have this within your first house means that you're beginning, you're going through a portal. The world card almost always shows a nude woman going through some kind of circular portal. And whenever you're going through any portal, whether it's the door to a room or, you know, a mystical portal, you're leaving one thing behind and you're going into something else. It's the end, it's the card of achievement, completion, endings, and new beginnings. And to have this in your first house tells me that you might be making some big change in your appearance. Maybe you have been working on losing weight, or you're changing your diet and it's having an impact on the way you appear to others. Maybe you've decided that you've been blonde for years and now you're going to dye your hair black. Who knows? It can be some big change where in your appearance. It can also be a big change in your personality. Maybe there's been an aspect of your personality that you no longer feel is useful as you navigate life, and you're working with somebody, a professional, to help kind of cut that part of your personality out. Maybe you've been doing a lot of journaling about this aspect of yourself. Maybe it's, for instance, self-deprecation. Let's say you've always been self-deprecating and you've decided that no, you're not going to do that anymore. You're going to stand in your power, and you've been working on that. And that piece of your personality, as you change it, it's making a big change in how you come across to the people in your life. So it can be personality, can be your physical appearance, it can be your health, because this card, this house does represent your physical body. So there can be some kind of a change, significant change in your health. And so if you have been ignoring any symptoms at all, I would encourage you to get those checked out. I am not a doctor. I'm not giving you any medical advice, but, because of this being related to your body, it could be something health related that is ending, some new beginning is happening. And if that is the case and you need medical help, then you should seek that. Okay, the next card that we get for you is, let's see, how do I want to stack these up? We'll do it this way. The second house is your house of resources and finances. This can be anything that you own. This house is ruled by Taurus, and Taurus, the key phrase for Taurus is I have. So anything that you can have in the 3D world is something that would be governed by the second house. So it can be your money, or it can be anything that you would consider an asset. And the card that you receive here is the the Wheel of Fortune. I mean, that's an excellent card to get in this particular house. This means that fortune is turning. Hopefully it's turning in your favor. The wheel, as the Journey song says, the wheel in the sky keeps on turning. So if you have been riding a high of excellent good fortune for quite some time, hang on to your hat, because maybe it's turning out of your favor for the month of October. Hopefully that's not the case. I get the sense that things are turning in your favor for the month of October. I just have this intuitive feeling that that is the case. And so that you are going to see not just good luck in, getting great parking spaces, or, you know, uh, whatever. I mean, just the nice little lucky things that you like to have in life. But you should start seeing some financial benefit to the wheel turning in your favor. So that I like the sound of, especially since I'm married to a Pisces, and hopefully I will benefit from that too. Okay, so the third house is the house of communication and messages. So any kind of, this can be verbal communication, it can be letters coming in, it can be email, any kind of communication whatsoever. That is ruled under the third house. This is a house that's governed by Gemini, and Geminis are all about that communication. And the card that you receive here is the card of, it's called Art in the Thoth deck, but this is the same thing as Temperance. So you can see the angel, there's a dual nature here, which is kind of appropriate for the third house in Gemini. You can see there's like almost like two different faces and two different colors. And the angel is pouring out different elements into this mix, and has an eagle and a lion, it looks like. She's trying to get the mix right, making sure that there is an equal amount of everything. And when it comes to Temperance, all of the elements are involved in the Temperance card. And so it's about getting all of that, the mixture balanced and correct. And so having this in the third house tells me that you may need to be cautious with the way you're communicating this month. If I'm not mistaken, there's going to be a Mercury retrograde later in the month. If it's not October, it's November. But I feel like there's one in October. I'm not positive on that. But you'll need to be mindful that you're communicating in a balanced way. If you're about to fire off an email to somebody, make sure you include the niceties at the beginning and the end before you get right to the point and cut to the chase and say the thing that you want to say in a very direct way. You can still say it in a very direct way, but you're going to want to make sure you're having that balanced approach. If you are receiving messages that lack this balanced approach, then I would say to, this card is called Art for a reason, is to step back and look at it with an artist's eye and think, okay, what did they really mean with this? I'm going to assume the best intent. And if you lack clarity still, then you can always ask and communicate. But it's going to be about a matter of balance when it comes to the communication that you have during the course of the month. Now, the fourth house that you have, the fourth house is the house of roots or home. So this can be your family of origin, your parents would be captured in this domain of life. Same with your siblings. Any sibling like friends that you had over the course of your life could be captured here in this particular domain. There's another house that captures like partners and another house that captures other friends, but these are more like familial type friends, that level of friendship that you've had for many, many years. Those could be captured within here. This can also be your physical home that you live in right now. It's not just your roots and your family of origin and the home that you grew up in, but it can be the home that you have right now or the home that you desire to have. And the card that you receive here is the Ace of Wands. So all aces are opportunities. These are all opportunities. They're blessings from the universe. They're new beginnings. That's what all aces represent. And the Ace of Wands represents a new opportunity and a new beginning with a creative flair. There's creativity and passion that's captured in the wand suit. So this tells me you could be, you're going to redecorate something in your home, that you just need to have, a new paint color in your office, or you are going to redecorate your living room. You want it to capture who you are and to feel, you want to feel invigorated and alive when you walk into that room. It could be something like that, or it could be a fiery, passionate message from somebody from your past where you may have to say, okay, well, this is a fiery message. What did they really mean there? And then sort of add a little bit of mental water to it before you before you respond. So it could be something like that too. So if you have that kind of dynamic going on with anybody from your family of origin, then you have the opportunity to make that choice of how you engage. And you can go back to that third house advice before you get involved. But I would say, this really feels like something to do with your home. You could be deciding that you're going to move and you get this new opportunity to put an offer in on a house that you really want. That could come to fruition this month too. In the fifth house is your house of passion, creativity, and hobbies. So this is how you spend your time outside of work. It's what you spend your time thinking about. It's what you want to do instead of what you have to do. Any kind of hobby like that. This picture shows the theater. This one shows a painting on an easel, but it could be writing, it could be needlework, it could be working on cars, it could be uh, cooking, it could be anything. Whatever it is that you have a passion of doing. It can also be a passion project within your job, your day job. If you have a job and there's one aspect of it that you really enjoy, that you really love working on, then that could be captured within this particular domain of your life as well. The card that you receive here is the Six of Wands, which is called in the Thoth deck, it's called exactly what it means, victory. This card, let me show you what it looks like in a Rider-Waite deck. You can see this guy is on a horse. This horse is all decked out. He's riding his horse proudly. gallantly down the street. He's got his wands decorated with wreaths. He's wearing a wreath on his head. The people beside him they're celebrating his victory. He's being acknowledged for his accomplishments and achievements. And he feels really proud of what he's been able to accomplish. And that's the energy of the Six of Wands. And to get the Six of Wands in your fifth house of passion tells me, you could be taking your hobby or your passion project to the next level. You could be, let's say, if you're a writer, you could sign an agent this month. If you or sell a manuscript. If you are, as it shows on this one, if you're involved in the local theater, maybe you are you're doing your directorial debut this month. And you are putting on, a production of Practical Magic in your local playhouse for Halloween. Who knows? It could be anything like that. If you are, let me see. Let me think of any other examples. Taking some kind of a leadership role. If on your passion project at work, for example, let's say you really enjoy working on the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Council within your job. That's your passion project. You have your day job that involves crunching numbers and running spreadsheets and, analyzing data, but you also do DE&I work on the side, and you've just been asked to be the council leader. That's an example too of how it can come into play in your work too. In one way or another, victory is coming your direction when it comes to the things that you really enjoy. And so that's awesome. I love that. Okay, in your sixth house it's called your house of sustainability on this card, or on this card it is called your house of routine. I like to think about it as routine. I feel like that captures it a little bit more. We can get a better visual of what that means. This is like your morning routine that you follow every single day, your bedtime routine, your weekly routine, like you always do laundry on Tuesdays, or you water your plants on Fridays, or whatever your routine is. It can be, if these cards here represented the neighborhood of your life, this would be your grocery store. This is just those routines that you follow that make your life flow from one day to the next without you feeling like you have to scramble. And if you are scrambling all the time, like, where did I put my keys, and how come I don't have anything to pack, for lunch today, or, I'm all out of clean socks, then you need to work on your routines. That's what that means, is your sustainability is lacking and you need to work on it. And the card that you receive here is it's called the card of adjustment in the Thoth deck. It's the number 8 card. It's a major arcana card. So far we've gotten, out of 6 houses that we've done, we've gotten 4 major arcanas. That's a lot. That's a lot of big energy. And so anyway, this is the same thing as having your strength card. The strength card looks like this in the Rider-Waite deck. It is a woman with her lion, and she has to feed that lion every single day. She hand feeds this lion every day. He never attacks her. She takes good care of him. She's got to train him every single day. And what the lion really represents is not a lion. It represents her thoughts. It represents her emotions, her inner landscape. She's got to keep that in check on a day-to-day basis in order to have any sort of strength. In order to display strength, you need to consistently take actions on a regular basis in order to keep that strength, that mental strength and mental fortitude in a sustainable level. And that is this card right here. So having this in your sixth house of routine tells me that you may need to make an adjustment to one of your routines. Maybe there's something that isn't quite working for your bedtime routine. Maybe you're like me and you just have a really hard time going to bed. I hate for the day to be over. I want to squeeze a little bit more juice out of the day every day, and I just put it off and put it off. Transitions are hard for me in my life, and every transition that comes along, I'm just like, no, I'm not ready for it yet. And that's it's the same as getting up in the morning. And so if this were my card in the sixth house, I would be looking at it and going, it's my bedtime routine. I need to work on that. And you may look at this and go, oh yeah, I know what I need to do some adjustment on. What do I need to do some daily training on? How can I make, display some strength and some of that daily consistent training in my life in order to make my days flow a little bit more sustainably and without as much friction. So only you're going to know what that is. With me, it's my bedtime routine, I'll guarantee you. Okay, so the next card we have is your seventh house of relationships or partners. So you have, it could be a close partner like your husband or wife or a boyfriend and girlfriend. It could be a business partner. It can be a very close friendship in which you do, it's not just like friendship, but it's something where you really partner up on different things together. It's not just basic friendship. This is like a partnership kind of thing. They call it the house of relationships, but it isn't. It isn't just relationships. It's more like this partnership flavor. It doesn't have to be romantic partners, but it is partners. And the card that you receive is the Two of Wands, and the Thoth deck calls this the Dominion card. I would not use that word with my partner if I were you, so I don't recommend that. Say, well, I'm supposed to exercise dominion over you, so so I don't recommend that. But the Two of Wands, if you look at it in a Rider-Waite deck, that it illustrates it a little bit more in line with the way I've been trained on tarot. It is sort of exercising dominion over your future, because what you're doing in this depiction here, you're looking out at the world. You've got the world in your hands, and you are looking out at the distant horizon, and you're making plans for the future. And you are making choices. The wands represent your choices. One of them is behind you. One of them is in your hand, and you intend to carry that one forward with you into the future. So in your house of partnerships, this could be you can interpret this a few different ways. This could be you looking to the distant shore and wondering, is your partner going with you? You are making plans for the future and you planning on going over here. You're looking at this world. You want to go over here. You're taking this wand with you. Is your partner coming with you too? It could be a choice between two different people that you're interested in, or two different partnerships where you feel like you're kind of you're drawn between the two of them and you feel like you have to make a choice. And not necessarily, as I mentioned, romantic partners, but it could be any kind of partnership where you feel like you're pulled in one direct in between the two, and you feel like a choice is being forced. Or this can be you and your partner standing together and looking at your future and deciding where you're going to go next together. So there's a number of different ways that this can be interpreted, and again, only you will know how that resonates with you, but that's a couple of different ways, ideas on how to look at that. Okay, the eighth house is the house of mystery. Anything unsolved is captured here in the eighth house. But I've always called it the house of death and inheritance and taxes. Those kind of, contracts, things like that can be captured within this house. And the eighth house is, it can be any ending or beginning. And, but, often it has to do with death. So if you've recently experienced the death of a loved one, you could be dealing with some, we'll find out what the card has to say in this particular house, if that's the case for you. If you've got some kind of an unsolved mystery in your life, then the card may have some resonance on that. But it could be just any kind of a significant end and new beginning, or new beginning that you're walking through at this time in your life. And the card that you receive in this house is the Fool. The Fool is the beginning. This is the whole tarot deck is all based on the Fool's journey. And to get the Fool card, it's called the Zero card, because it's not even at number one yet. The Fool has been through this journey many, many times. Every time the Fool goes all the way through the deck of cards, then he immediately starts a new journey again. In the Rider-Waite deck, you can see here, here he is about ready to go off the edge of his cliff. He's got his little dog with him. He knows where he's going. He's got a great big feather in his cap that represents his hope and his optimism. The sun is shining behind him. He's been on this journey so many times before that he knows he only needs to pack really lightly. So he's just got a little tiny satchel with him. And look at his tunic. Those sleeves are just tattered and ripped to shreds because he's been on this journey so many times. He knows what he's in for, but yet he's still approaching everything with this hope and optimism and naivety and willingness to learn. And he's traveling light, and he's just ready to go wherever the universe is going to take him, including over the ledge. And that is the mood that is in your eighth house right now. This particular Fool is all in green, representing new beginnings, optimism. He has a big grin on his face. He's taken the leap. He's going through this portal. He's got all kinds of signs of hope and optimism with him, this white dove. And so if you have gone through like a recent death that you're dealing with, all deaths come with new beginnings, and all endings come with new beginnings. And so the universe is challenging you that even if you're deep in the midst of an ending process that's painful, maybe you're going through a significant breakup, or maybe you are, years deep in a grief process. It can be any kind of an ending. The universe is challenging you to look at this period of October as an opportunity to see the hope of the new beginning that also comes with that end, whatever that kind of ending is. And if you have just recently gone through death, I mean, the worst thing is when people tell you to, oh, look on the bright side. So I hate to even say things like that, but that's what the card's saying. So, because I just really, I hate that. Okay. The ninth house is the house of exploration and faith. This can be where your religion is. This is travel, higher learning, higher education, any kind of new learning, things that you're curious about. Those things are captured within the ninth house. And the card that you receive is, man, you have gotten one major arcana card after another. You got the Fool as well, and then now you have the Emperor. Now the Emperor is the combination of all the kings. He has the expertise of every single one of the kings in the tarot deck. So he has mastery over the elements of fire, earth, air, and water. He's law and order. And for you to get the Emperor in this house of higher learning, this tells me that whatever it is that you are learning or engaging with when it comes to that higher education, you're going to master. It's yours. It belongs to you. It's called you already. And you're not just going to do well at it, but you are going to master it. You may not master it in October, but you are going to demonstrate mastery and continued mastery over your practice during the month of October. If this is related to travel, then this tells me that you will have a great trip. But you will also learn an awful lot too. This isn't just a casual kind of. This is not a casual card whatsoever, and it is definitely. It's definitely saying big things. If it is travel or international travel, because this card does represent law and order, just make sure you've got all of your ducks in a row and your paperwork in place and all of that. So, that's all I would say there. That's the only advice I have there. But I think it is more related to any kind of higher learning that you're engaged in. And when I say higher learning, it doesn't have to be college course stuff. It could just be, something that you are that you're curious about. Maybe you're taking Spanish on Duolingo, and you're just going to kick butt in that during the month of October. I don't know. The 10th house is your house of authority. This is this card calls it your house of authority. This card calls it your house of the world. It's really your place in the world. It sits at the pinnacle of your astrological chart. If you look at your chart, it looks like a big wheel, and the 10th house sits at the very top. And it represents your ambitions and your career and the place that you take within the world. And the card that you receive in this house is, well, it doesn't get any better than that either. It's a 6 of discs, which is a 6 of pentacles, which means success. And that's what this card is called, is the success card. This is a card of reciprocity. It's of giving and receiving. And so if you have, at this time in your life, as you're evaluating your career, you may be have that opportunity to give back. Maybe you'll be asked to be a mentor. Maybe somebody will be mentoring you. You you will have achieved a certain level of wealth and abundance and be able to give back to others. Or if you are in need of wealth and abundance, then it's coming into you. All right, that's great news. I like that. The 11th house is your house of community and your house of friends. And so this can be, these cards don't want to come up. This can be just the people that you interact with on a day-to-day basis. The people you work with. It can be your neighbors, the people that, your hairdresser, the person, your barista, that's those kinds of people. But it's also your deep friends. Your friends are within this house as well. And the card that you receive here is the card, the Nine of Pentacles. This is one of my favorite cards. It's a card of, this one calls it the Gain card. This is abundance. This is the Nine of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite deck. It shows a woman who is in her garden. She is depicted as wealthy. She's got her falcon with her. She's surrounded by her plants. The sun is shining. Everything is abundant, and she's clearly wealthy. At the very bottom of this card, there's a little snail, and that little snail indicates that she has amassed this wealth over a long period of time. It took a long time to get here. She has almost everything that she wants and needs. Everything she needs and almost everything she wants. But where are her people? She has her pets. That's her falcon. She has her plants. But where are her people? And that is in your ninth house. I mean, in your, your 11th house. Your 11th house of friends. And so the universe is saying, call in your friends. Spend some time with your friends. And this kind of card, this actual card, has shown up in other people's, in other signs readings this month. Or if it wasn't this card, then it was something like this card. And so the message is clear in this Libra season. This is a great time for socialization. It's a great time to gather your friends together. And it's also the universe saying, hey, I get it. We're in a loneliness epidemic right now. Adults within first world countries, they're lonelier than ever, and it has significant health ramifications to experience loneliness. And so if that's you, then there's two things to know. It's fixable. And all of the people that you are interested in connecting with are probably lonely too. So if you invite them over for coffee or out to lunch or something, they will probably say yes because they want to interact with friends as well. So if you already have the friends, and then Spirit is saying, get them together, hang out with them. You need to spend some time with them. If you don't already have your friends, then Spirit is saying now is a time for you to create an abundant friendship community. All right. So then the next, I want to put this card back where it belongs. Okay, in your 12th house is your house where I kind of call it the S house. This is where things that you hold sacred are held. Things that are your secrets are within the 12th house. They can be, it's your soul is within the 12th house, who you are in your deep soul. Your shadow is within the 12th house. And the card that you get for this particular house is the Hanged Man. And I need to draw a little pair of shorts on this guy. Hold on just a second. He's got a gold pair of Daisy Dukes now. YouTube does not like the nudity, so had to make sure that he was covered up. The Hanged Man is the universe. You're walking along, and you get yanked up by this rope, and all you can do is just hang there and wait for somebody to come and cut you down. But while you're there, a couple of things are going to happen. You are going to see things from a brand new perspective, and you're going to be illuminated when you look at the Hanged. That's another major arcana card. I've never seen a reading with this many majors in it. This is like crazy talk. The Hanged Man, what number is he? He's a number 12. Here he is. So in the Rider Waite, you can see his head is just, his head is fully illuminated. That's not just the blood rushing to his head. That is inspiration. He has seen things from a new perspective, and now he's got new ideas on how to approach things. And so the universe is asking you to pause and look at things from a different perspective when it comes to maybe your shadow or some secret that you have, some part of you that maybe just needs to be set aside, or you need to press the pause button on, or you need to address. You need to pause and reflect on something, and then you will have insight brought to you on what to do next with that. And it's probably has something to do with your shadow work. Shadow work gets kind of a bad rap. Our shadow is really just, it's just a part of who we are. It gives us our depth and our nuance. And we all can't be, butterflies and rainbows all the time. And, so there may be something within your secret heart of hearts, deep in your soul, that you need to cut out or change or alter your perception on. And the Hanged Man is telling you that now is a great time to do that. Okay, I have gone on for a long time on your reading. Let me go through that was your tarot cards. Let's go through your oracles quickly. The angel number that you get is a 611. So if you see 611 on the clock in the morning or in the evening, or 611 anywhere else during the course of your day, it is an angel message telling you to communicate and speak with your heart. Say what you need to say. Your angels are encouraging you to communicate your wants, needs, and thoughts to the people around you who love you. Think of a change that can make a relationship in your life stronger. Tell the person you love about it in a way that they can hear. So remember applying that art and temperance lens to the way that you communicate. But that's a reminder of that message is the 611. Your goddess is going to be Azili. She is very beautiful. And Azili, there's a QR code on the back of this card. If you want to know more about her, you can scan that QR code and see what it has to say. And I will read a little bit about her right now. The card number is 16, so you get that 61 repeated again to you. She's a 16. Enjoy the pleasures of life. The Haitian and Afro-Caribbean goddess of love and sensuality, Azili, teaches you the importance of nurturing and honoring your divine femininity. Now, remember, this is not, none of these cards are gendered. And the divine feminine and the feminine power rising, that has to do with us putting the patriarchy to bed, and that is genderless, So anyway, honoring your divine femininity. She invites you to connect deeply with your inner essence of love and passion, encouraging you to celebrate the unique beauty of your body and soul. Izili, a powerful symbol of beauty, charm, and grace, inspires you to embrace and cherish the pleasures of life, finding joy in both the physical and spiritual aspects of your being. Her energy encourages you to take pride in who you are, express yourself openly, and indulge in the experiences that bring you happiness and fulfillment. Through Izili's wisdom, you learn to appreciate the sacredness of self-love, enhancing your connection to the divine feminine within. I love that. Your spirit animal that will be guiding you this month is a crab. And here is your QR code for the crab. I'll read about the crab in a moment. Oh, you got number 17 on this card. Here's your crab. Seems somehow appropriate for Pisces. I don't know why, but it just does. 17. Probably because it's an ocean-going creature. Cultivate mindfulness. Clad in a protective shell and moving with deliberate precision, the crab exemplifies resilience, adaptability, and self-preservation. It teaches you to tap into your inner strength and navigate life's tides with awareness. By following the crab's example, you can approach each moment with intention, ensuring your actions are grounded in a deep connection to your inner self. Move through life with care and resilience, staying centered even amid shifting currents. I like that too. Let's see here. Your affirmation card is persistence. In the face of challenges and setbacks, I embody persistence, acknowledging them as invaluable opportunities for personal growth and profound learning. With unwavering determination, I refuse to surrender my goals, instead forging ahead with the resilience and unwavering resolve. That is your affirmation for the month of October. And your oracle card that we get is from the Wisdom of the Oracle. And it is, oh, how sweet. Soulmates. The penguins look like emperor penguins. Number 41. And the message on this is the key words for this particular card are harmonious partnerships, love, friendship, companionship, and relationships fostering personal growth. You are meant to evolve and transform with the companionship of others. Certain people enter into your life in order to take you to the next level of healing, consciousness, and authenticity. It is always a reciprocal experience, although the results for each of you will vary. You know these people by the strong pull drawing you toward them, and sometimes by a strong aversion to them initially too. Soulmates can be friends for life or remain in your life for only a short period of time. No matter what, you will be changed in ways you can't possibly fathom now. Pay attention to these people today. They are your greatest gifts. Well, I love that message very much. And the keywords that we get are question and the path. So you can question the path. You can be on the path and have questions. And a lot of these cards probably brought up questions for you, but this is the path that you are on. And I love this reading. That's why I probably took so long on it. This is the longest one I've done. Thank you, Pisces. I enjoyed doing this reading for you. I hope you liked it too. If you did, please don't forget to give it a like on your way out and subscribe to my channel if you like this kind of content. And that way I will come up in your news feed or in your YouTube feed when I produce new videos. It's free, and I hope to see you in my next reading. And thank you again. I hope you have a wonderful October. Bye now.